Federal Reserve has two roles. They are physical agents of the United States Treasury if you endorse your documents properly, or they're Federal Reserve agents. And so it's all about your free will and the knowledge that you possess. And they have to follow your instructions because there are severe consequences if they don't.
What was the CFRs for the securities in motion? I think you mentioned a little while back, David.
Yeah, you gotta pull up 31 CFR 357. And I would pull it up on ecfr.gov. And the reason that I do that is because Cornell, you get just a paragraph and you got to click next. And paragraph, you got to click next. ecfr.gov, 31 CFR 357. You can run through the whole gamut, and it's all on one page. And also, Cornell law doesn't give you the 5 hypotheticals of banking transaction. And when they say in hypotheticals, that it's not conjecture. It's actually how it's done. But they call it hypotheticals. Okay? But that's actually how the banking system works. And if you just sit back and meditate and think about what they're articulating, it's written in plain English. It ain't no legalese. There ain't nothing that you gotta read between the lines on. It's just plain, straight English. And once I started to find these books and just really tell you how to do it, of course, my mind had already been tainted. I was always like, oh, I gotta read between the lines. They're trying to hoodwink me. These people are being slick over here with their words, you know. In these manuals that I have, there's nothing slick about them. It's just straight to the chase. And so I screwed myself a number of times, growing a brain and being like, oh, I know what this legalese means. I know what they're trying to imply or infer or interpret from this. So I'm gonna go ahead and grow a brain. And they were looking at me like I was an alien from Mars. They're like, we don't speak Swahili here, sir. We don't know what the hell you're fucking talking about. We have no idea what you're doing. So with a blank endorsement, they're converting them into marketable securities, and they get 2 options. They can actually, from your one security, they can issue 2 additional securities. They can send one to the Treasury, and then they can send the other to either the Forex, which is the foreign currency exchange, the largest one in the world in Paris, or they can go straight to the New York Stock Exchange, and they can, when you sign in blank, what they do is they use an underwriter, okay? And those tax dollars are used by the Congress and England. They get to launder those funds to themselves and whisk away your debits. That's really what they're doing. Debits are the value. Credits are the consequence of the extension of our credit, which are really the obligation of the United States. All right, and the debits are actually the value. So debt is an asset. When somebody calls you up and says, hey, you owe a debt, we have your debt, what they're really telling you is we hold your asset, and because our minds have been polluted in the public fool system, we believe that debt is a bad thing. Well, really, we should see, Willis, how in the hell you got my property in your constructive possession without my express written consent? What are you doing with my asset without my express written consent? Because if you're saying that you're holding an asset of my estate known as a debt, then you're admitting that you owe me a performance, which is called a credit liability, which is the accounts payable. What are you doing? Reaping the rewards of the stipends, dividends, and derivatives from the investment of the over-the-counter security and claiming somehow that I owe you a performance and that you're trying to foreclose on me. That makes sense? Well, definitely. So I had an attorney tell me one time, it's all 180 degrees backwards, it's upside down, and it's all smoke and mirrors. And it took me a long time to figure out what he was talking about, but boy, as soon as I saw it, it was undeniable. Undeniable. Up means down, left means right in their world. Debt is an asset due and owing to you. You extended the credit which created the debt. The debt is an asset. It's the accounts payable. All right? And they swap positions with you and proclaim to be the beneficiary accounts payable, and they make you the trustee for the secondary conduit loan they got by shopping around your credit worthiness. That's all they're doing. It's real simple shit. So, but I yield. I was enjoying listening to you guys, and